Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about why I don't think that we're going to see a huge crash in real estate, but while we're also not going to see huge gains in real estate either. So let's jump into the video. So first we're going to start off with this article that says luxury home market confronts its new reality, not enough home buyers and not enough home sellers. So basically I read through this article, and what they're basically saying is that there's with LA, with the mansion tax, that everything over a certain amount gets taxed extra. And this woman that's describing what she bought her home at, and she listed it for sale, and it's been sitting for now a few months. She noticed that everybody wants to do owner financing or some kind of deal because of high interest rates and all kinds of other stipulations. She didn't really get into it, but she just said that she didn't want to do owner financing. And I can see that owner financing is when you basically the owner basically acts as the bank, and you give them a deposit, or you give it basically your down payment to them and say, I'm going to make you, if $1 million house, I'll give you $100,000 in cash in a contract. You'll give me basically the $900,000 at a certain interest rate, and I'll only make interest rate payments for 4 years, and then I'll refinance the property. And you'll get your $900,000 or something like that. You can structure it however you want to, but that's what she's saying, that there was a bunch of stipulations and whatnot. And so basically luxury home sales have been down. And I can agree with that in Las Vegas. So we've seen, or my realtor has seen, that there hasn't been too many listings that are moving in that high of a price area. That has a few reasons why, I think. So one of them is that if you're really wealthy and you're rich, you have to sell assets to buy something else, or you have to take out a loan against an asset, right? So you have to either sell stock like Elon Musk did, and you have to like do something with the money that generates you money, right? So, or you can actually sell stock or sell assets to pay for that other asset. And when you have wealth, you have ways of moving around money. But the problem comes in when you have to pay $7.5 million for a property and interest rates are high, and you don't want to have all your assets tied up into your house, because if you ever need a rainy day fund or you want to buy something else, you got to dip into your house or something else. And so then they're a little bit down here. Then there's this yacht guy who owns, I can't even pronounce his name, who's the CEO of a cigarette yacht dealer. And he said he bought his house for $6 million in 2021. Home value shot up by 25% in 1 year, and he sold it for $7.5 million in 2023. Now they're looking to buy the same house for $10 million, and they can't find it. So basically what happened to a lot of people is they bought a house, and like this guy sold it for like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many more offers, let me just dump it on the market. Cape Coral had a bunch of houses that popped up like that for sale. And now he's paying $24,000 rent a month. So that is crazy probably it's one of these islands that he's living in. And when you have money like that where you can spend $20-something thousand to rent a month, I don't think you're I think that's the exception and not the rule. I think most people do not have that. And yeah, so what they're basically saying here is that people with high interest rates right now, and wanting to buy something or not, they don't want to necessarily sell their low interest rates. So that's what happened to me. So I cannot sell my house right now and get equivalent house for somewhere around the same payment. So if I want to buy something that's nicer or same size as this, I would have to pay so much more money in just holding costs than I would doing something else, right? So let's go to Redfin. So I pulled up here the Redfin data from Las Vegas housing market, so we can actually kind of fact check this a little bit. And the median sales price of the house is $420,000. Yeah, so that's the median. If everybody was rich, it'd probably be $4 or $5 million the median. But no, not everybody has that kind of money to spend $24,000 on a house payment. So this is the median sales price. So this is down a little bit. The market's somewhat competitive. That's what this graph is saying, actually. And it's funny to see the demographics where these people are moving from. And so we got a bunch of people from LA, San Francisco, Seattle, San Diego, Chicago moving here. And I see why. And I was one of them a few years ago. I moved from California. So where are they moving to? They're moving, so Las Vegas people are moving to Houston, Texas, Miami, Nashville, and some other markets. So now when we look at the Miami housing market, that does not look that good. So that is actually year over year, it's been up a little bit, but when we come down, and this is what I'm talking about, if this is a hot market or not. So Miami is not very competitive. Homes sell in 64 days, not very competitive. So nearby cities, Fort Lauderdale, a little bit more competitive. Miami Beach, even less competitive. So that can be high prices. People don't want to sell. People don't really want to buy there either. And when you come down here to Redfin, I have not seen this lately, but there is a climate impact of Miami housing. So they're saying that approximately 35,000 homes, 52, are already at risk in Miami within 30 years. So they're basically saying that your house is going to be flooded, and that is no good if you live there. So floods in Miami cost $301 on average in property damage a year. That might be rain, flash floods, something like that. $300 does not seem too bad. But now here comes the kicker. 25% of homes in Miami are required to have flood insurance. Flood insurance premium range from $225 to $2,510 a month. So if you are going to move to any area and you need to pull out this climate impact statement and actually check if your house is going to be impacted by climate change. So if you're for it or against it, or you believe it's a hoax, that does not matter, because if you're going to take out a mortgage and your lender requires it, you're going to have to pay up money. And when you're going to buy a house and you think you got a sweet deal at $500,000-$700,000, that you're going to buy that house, and then your mortgage is going to be super low, a few $1,000s, and then they're going to slap you with a few $1,000s in premium coverage for just flood. That's not everything. So that's not homeowners for hurricane. That's just flood insurance. So you got to be careful and do your research and see if that's something that you can afford. Because the thing is, with flooding insurance, it's never going to really come down. It's only going to go up, because natural disasters in Florida kind of tend to become worse than they were last year. And especially now with 101 water temperature, hurricanes, if there would be one, would love that, and it would pick up. And God bless, knock on wood, that did not happen, and there's no hurricanes as of we speak in today. But yeah, and when I go back to the Las Vegas one, it has basically saying that there is risk of drought. Yes, I live in the desert. I kind of get the drought stuff. But that is pretty much it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all these statements. And yeah, do you agree or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.